Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, technically today was supposed to be a rest day and I wasn't supposed to be taking any caffeine or doing anything, but then I saw that this special package was gonna be delivered today before 5 p.m. and I thought before 5 p.m. is early enough to have caffeine, and if I have caffeine, then I can still work out, because the past few workouts I haven't had caffeine because my pre-workout ran out. But if I have caffeine, then I can work out. Also, little update on something. So as you guys can see, my face is like lit up, glowing right now. In our previous video, we were dealing with issues with the lighting with back there, with the light, natural light. It was like kind of weird and it was hard to get a good position for shooting. So today we got a special setup. We literally just set this up. We got these lights from like when we did photo shoots and stuff before for like clothing lines and stuff like that. So we had them at our house. We didn't know if it would work or if it would kind of make it look soft, but this is kind of what it looks like. So here's the light. Then we got the mirrors set up and stuff. This is all a mess because I was literally just throwing dumbbells around and stuff, trying to figure out where's the best lighting. This light right here is gonna provide us with the greatest lighting of all time. So recently my videos have been a little bit different than what I did before, where it's not as much like documenting my training and more just like talking and stuff, but I want to get back to kind of what I was doing before. I posted on my YouTube story talking about like basically would you guys want to see my old style video where I literally just train and then I talk a little bit during my sets, but you guys can actually see my progress, my progression through strength, physique, etc. And then I can just kind of be me rather than like putting on this character for you guys and always having to talk and stuff. So I think today if I'm gonna shoot something, it's gonna be just a workout and I'm gonna train and go back to what I originally did. I don't even know if I'm gonna get one of those guys to shoot it. I might just shoot it on a tripod or something, because with this lighting should be completely fine. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys like that style video, more just me, just focused, completely real, 100% like all intensity, everything like that, getting focused in the zone, which is obviously important right now when it's so difficult to get motivated and focused. Or if you guys want me to do more talking and challenge style videos, I want to put out content that I genuinely love to do, and obviously training is something that I genuinely love to do. So I'm gonna update you guys to see if this package arrives in time. It's supposed to arrive at like before 5 p.m. so hopefully it does, and then I'll let you guys know what supplements I'm taking, all that, and then we'll just hit a workout, I guess. Okay, so pre-workout secured. Pre-workout here, just normal, just caffeine basically. It's only like 3 o'clock, so it arrived earlier than expected. And then I'm gonna take 1 scoop of the pumped. It's pretty much just gonna be like a raw workout. Like I'm just gonna get into it, stay focused, intense as I used to, rather than, you know, talking and explaining everything. I'll let you guys see exactly what I'm doing when I'm actually in my training. And then if you guys want to replicate that for yourselves, then I'm sure you can. As you probably know, if you're at home, it's very difficult to get focused. So I'm gonna take this scoop and it's pretty much gonna be silence for me, other than maybe a little bit of talking between me and Tyler, who I did get in the end to film behind the camera. But these lights are pretty good, decent setup, so got some good lighting at least. And then mirror right in front of us, you know, just stare yourself in the face and just work as hard as you possibly can while at home. Obviously a lot of distractions and stuff. We're basically gonna be doing like a dumbbell only workout. So I'm gonna do 6 exercises, 3 exercises per muscle group. So 3 for biceps, 3 for triceps. Probably working with 3 to 4 sets in each one, and then like 10 to 12 or 12 to 15 reps, nothing below that really. And then maybe a few drop sets and stuff just to keep the intensity high. We're gonna start with dumbbell incline. That's why we got the bench set up, and then from there you guys can just watch and see. Let's do it. I saw a comment the other day saying that I get pumped up really fast, and it's kind of true. I don't feel like it, but decently true. instead of me moving the bench all the way back, I'm just gonna do it seated. A lot of people don't even have dumbbells right now. So these are probably like the most likely available right now too on like Amazon, eBay, whatever it is. The adjustable ones versus just the set ones. They're also cheaper, I think. You're not paying for each individual dumbbell, obviously. One big question I had to ask myself when we got into this like lockdown phase where you're not able to go to the gym and stuff, you know, how much do I really love training? Because, you know, initially, obviously I started off training. I wasn't filming content, I just loved training, and I got into the love of bodybuilding. So back then it was like, regardless of if I had a gym or not, I'd be training. I have videos of me from like back a few years back when I was like 15 doing curls in this room. So to ask yourself how bad you really want to make progress or keep your gains or maintain or grow or any of that is something that a lot of people need to do. With this whole stage and everything, it's really just a good time to have a reality check of like, well, how hard am I actually working? Because if you're not able to push yourself when it's not difficult, so when you have a gym facility or if everything's open or if you have the totally optimal conditions, then you're completely finished if you're in any deficit of those things. So here, when we have dumbbells, like we're blessed enough to have this stuff. Most of my stuff's free weights anyways, and I know a lot of people are in a worse position. But if you put things into perspective and think like, this isn't gonna last forever, you just keep working, keep grinding, and put your head down, just focus and say, listen, for these few weeks, I'm gonna get my diet on point, my recovery on point, and even if I'm not doing as much training, I'm gonna do everything in my capabilities just to keep where I'm at, if not improve. And then at the end of this, you come out way stronger. Mentality change, physical change, all this different stuff that a lot of people don't even think about and should be thinking about it year round. And even for me, I need to be thinking about it more because, you know, you get spoiled and you just gotta keep working. So music on and let's go to work. I'm gonna do drop set probably on my last two with like 40-ish seconds rest, not too long rest in between. Want to keep a pump. So what I'm gonna do is instead of just keeping supinated, I'm actually gonna flex my tricep at the bottom. It'll get a better stretch on my bicep. So I'm gonna come down, keep a straight wrist, pronate slightly, just do a hammer grip. And then as I come up, supinate as hard as I can. Squeeze my bicep. That's it. Probably gonna go to like spider curls now. Pretty good pump already, so we'll do one more exercise with biceps, then we got one tricep exercise, and then I'm gonna finish with a tricep superset. But I'm gonna flip this bench around and do spider curls. So spider curls are gonna be a lot like harder. If you're not using momentum, you're literally pressed right up against the bench. So what I'm actually gonna try to do is literally be like standing right over top of the bench and driving my feet into the floor so that I'm pushing into the pad. Basically what that's gonna do, I'm curling like this. I have the ability to lean like this, but if I'm up here, driving into the pad, leaning over, I'm able to control my biceps, keep them in front of me, and it's all gonna be through the biceps rather than using all this different muscles that people tend to use when they're swinging. Small things that make big difference, especially when you don't have full equipment, especially when you have limited equipment. So start light with this one. I'll get a good squeeze, higher volume. This one's all about contraction. It's nothing to do with strength. So for the first two exercises, the first exercise, we're hitting the upper portion of our bicep connecting into our shoulder joint here because the bicep connects right here. And basically, when we get this stretch here, that little bit of motion, that little bit of stretch in the front delt into the bicep, that's what's gonna cause growth here versus hitting here or your brachialis. In our second exercise, we hit more of our lower bicep, came here, and then at some of the reps, we raised it up a little bit, hit a bit more of the upper bicep. But with this one, since we've done two exercises to hit the inner portion or the upper and lower portion of our bicep, we're gonna hit the brachialis now with a spider hammer curl. So drive yourself into the pad, get over top of it, come in fairly narrow, not too wide out because we don't want to be hitting the inner portion. I'm trying to hit our brachialis. So what I'm gonna do, put my hand all the way to the end of the dumbbell so that there's no forearm tension. And I'm gonna squeeze up. In this one, I'm not gonna raise up at all. I just wanna hit my brachialis outside into my forearm. No momentum.
We go back, we go back, we go back, we colliding. Losing track, even God knows I'm trying. Dangerous, selfish ways to love me more these days. We go back, we go back, we go back, we colliding. Had a vision, we held on to so tight. To me it was clear that you liked me.
This movement's purely isolation based anyway, so I'm not going heavy on it. So point in going heavy when you're literally just gonna use all the other muscle groups, your front delt, your forearms, even your chest if you're raising like this. So don't do any of this bullshit where you just add a bunch of weight just to look cool in the gym. It's so dumb. Like I've said that since the beginning. It's that everybody always goes into the gym and they think it's so cool to throw 2 plates on the bench and try to rep it out when they've literally been in the gym for a few weeks. I don't think anyone cares if you can bounce the bar off your chest as hard as you can and break your sternum just because you think you can bench 225 pounds for reps. Just bring the ego down, because that's honestly something that I know a lot of people, especially being my age, like teenagers, even going like in my high school gym and stuff, everybody always wants to lift the most, and that's fair enough. You want to get strong. But when it gets to the point where you're risking like 100% injury, a tear, a pec tear, something that's super serious that like I know a lot of people, it's super hard to recover from. Don't risk that at all. Lighten the weight. A lot of people whose goals have to do with just building a good physique. In order to build a good physique, yes, you can progressively overload the muscle because that's how it's gonna continue to progress along the way. But that doesn't mean from the get-go, throw 225 on the bar, zero muscle stimulus, literally just max power, every muscle group getting engaged, but nothing being maximally engaged. Take the amount of weight you're doing down, like this. This is like what, 17.5 pounds here? I can still get a good pump, good contraction. I'm still gonna get the muscle damage, the muscle activation, all these different things that come together to build the muscle. So I don't really count my reps and sets like too religiously because I know that your body's not gonna recognize 5 versus 7. Obviously if you're doing 4 reps with a heavy weight versus 15 reps, that's a big difference, but I'm more trying to just focus on perfecting my form and technique and just going absolutely ham, just going hard, leaving nothing left in the tank. So next up, we're gonna do overhead tricep extensions. I'm gonna do it seated so that I'm not swinging. This one I can overload a bit since your triceps are way stronger than your biceps are. You're always gonna be stronger pressing with your triceps versus pulling with your biceps. So I can overload this one a little bit, probably get up to like 40, 50 pounds for a decent amount of reps. And then we'll go on to the kickbacks and the push-ups. That's gonna be our next thing, a superset. So that's obviously more body weight, isolation, all this different stuff versus doing a heavier compound lift. If I had a barbell, I'd probably do a barbell press, like a close grip press to hit the triceps. I think that's a great movement to overload the triceps. But since this is a dumbbell only workout, I'm gonna do single arm overhead extensions. So I'll start with this weight, pretty light for triceps, get my triceps warm, and then go heavier from there. this shit. Like, I miss, like, a few years ago, or not even a few years ago, like, probably 8 months ago, we just shot content just showing me training, showing what I actually do, rather than, I don't want to put out bullshit to you guys. I want to show you guys, like, who I am so that you learn to follow me for who I actually am, rather than just some stupid Instagram influencer or YouTube influencer who's always trying to teach you things. Not that there's like a bad thing with teaching people things, but I'd rather like have you guys follow me and learn from my actual experience if I'm able to provide something that's a little bit more personal. Because I know, like, with teenagers, there's a lot of things that people go through, and obviously as adults too, but with YouTube, and especially with fitness YouTube, there's not a lot of young influencers out there that can relate to the same struggles that just general young teens have with weightlifting, with body image, with all these different things. So I think that it's important for people like me, for people like Anthony Mantello, Riley Pelfey, these other kids that are like have insane physiques, they develop these insane physiques, to spread a positive message, to let people know that what they're going through is either the same as or similar to something that we've gone through, but also to help them develop something that's going to make them feel confident. And one thing that I haven't talked a lot about in the past was something that's personal to me. One thing was obviously, okay, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. You guys know that I'm not super tall. I'm not some 6'3" giant like Bradley Martin. And it's something that obviously a lot of people talk shit about on Instagram, social media and stuff, and I choose not to respond because it doesn't affect me. I've built up enough self-confidence to be like, regardless of what they're gonna say, I'm gonna keep working hard to develop the physique that I want to develop. And as long as I look in the mirror and I'm happy with where I'm at, not necessarily satisfied, but happy, and I can look myself in the mirror and tell myself that, yeah, you don't have to prove anything to anyone, then that's what I want to show you guys, is that you literally have to prove nothing to no one except for yourself. If you want to get bigger arms, if you want to get, and it may sound like egotistical or cliche, because it's like, why would you just want bigger arms? Like, that's just the weirdest thing in the world to want. But for some people it's everything, and for me it's definitely been everything, dealing with anxiety, depression, torments, like all this different things from comments, from before I even started social media, people talking shit about my height and all this different stuff. Once I realized that nothing matters except for what I believe in myself and the confidence that I have in myself, that's when I pushed past those physical and mental barriers, and that's when I was able to truly progress. And I want you guys to do the same. So I've been ranting for too long because I don't want to do this set, but hopefully you guys learned something from that shitty little motivational message or whatever that was. Now let me show you how to get croissant triceps, I guess.